Shalom. All praise goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone. Salutations to the Akon out there pushing this word and all sincerity and honesty, the whole full elect. Shalom. My name is Kara Allah. And through the Spirit, may this lesson be edifying. The title of today's lesson is going to be, if life is a chess game, your first opponent is yourself. You know, because everything could be compared to a game of chess, especially if you're a brother that plays chess like myself. You would more get the title, all right? Because before you could conquer life or go out there and face life, you got to face the battle in your own mind, okay? Which is, in this truth, we know to be the spirit versus the flesh, the new man versus the old man. Now, let me jump into the scriptures to further make a point. This is Proverbs 18:9. He also that is slothful in his work is brother to him that is a great waster. Let's go into the word slothful. Okay. Rapah. Rapah. Shows Strong's info. Says to slacken. Fail, idle, forsake, feeble. Okay. Abate, cease, consume, draw. All right. These are some of the words I'm just seeing. Slack, stay, be still. So you get it. A slothful person is basically a lazy person. A person that's slow to act. Now, I heard this from my brother first. He said, you got to be proactive, not reactive, you know? And if you were a chess player, you know, sometimes that's what wins games. When you're being proactive, when you're under attack, you know? Not really defense. You can play defensive, but it's best to be under attack. You don't always want to be under the defense. Okay, but even when you attack, you still have to make sure you defend your king. Okay, or you could get checkmated by something you didn't see coming. All right, and that also goes into having a balance. It says he that is slothful in his work is brother to him that is a great waster. Right, so you don't want to be a great waster, and that starts with this word, with this truth. You know, we have to do lessons, we have to study. Okay, we have to prepare ourselves. We don't want to wait till the last minute, till the last second. Right, but that's something that slothful spirit is something of the old man. That's something you know, brothers might still be battling. So to become better, okay, to shed that old man, you gotta shed those old ways. All right, or start making small steps. Okay, day by day. This is Proverbs 6:23. It reads, "For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof of instruction are the way of life. Okay? Reproofs of instruction are the way of life. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. All right? So these laws, statutes, commandments. Now, if you follow these laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability, all right, and apply them to your life, then it'll reproof you, man. It'll reproof you. It'll correct you. It says, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life, because you don't just do this thing amongst the brothers, or when you out there in the highways and byways. You do this thing day-to-day basis. All right, you don't be late. You're not gonna be late to camp. That's the first work. That's the Lord's work, and then you're not gonna be late to go to work. Okay, because then you have to be able to provide. You know, so you got to shut that old man, and it's gonna affect you in the spirit, and even when you carry yourself in the day-to-day life. 1 Peter 1. First Peter 1:13. Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahushua Mashiach. Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind. Okay, because this is not a physical battle. It's a spiritual battle. Okay, dealing with the mind. Be sober and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought upon you at the revelation of Yahushua Mashiach. And it's said to be sober. Okay, because we're not in darkness, or we're not drunk, but we have how we sober through the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Bible. No other philosophy, no other beliefs, no other book. All right, no other power. Romans 7. And 19. It says, I'll start at 18. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will it present with me. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. Okay. Now you wanna, like, this is Paul speaking. And Paul letting you know, listen, the flesh is wicked, even in me. And look who I am. So how much more us? If Paul went through it. For the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. And that's the war against the flesh. Okay? That's where self-discipline comes in. Now, we're not going to win every battle. Scriptures say righteous man falleth 7 times. Okay? You don't win every chess game. All right? But you learn. You learn for the next one. You learn for the next game. You get better and better. And I'm saying this because I was actually on the level of a grandmaster when I was in high school. All right, I was on that level, and you know the games, you lose some and then you get better, and then you end up beating guys so bad they start resigning. So it's the same thing with life. You don't win every situation, every battle, but you learn from it. It says, for the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. Now, if I do that, I would not. Now, if I do that, I would not, is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. And that's the other man. That's the flesh. That's the old man. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. All right. So it's like a law. It's like it's bound. You know. For I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man, but I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity of the law of sin, which is in my members. And that's basically death. The wages of sin is death. Okay. Now, being that I mentioned about learning, I'm gonna get another scripture. It says, Job 32:7, I said, days should speak, and multitude of years should teach wisdom. Okay, so how do you get wisdom? From experience. Okay, so you might have your teachers, your apostles, your elders, okay, brothers that went through certain things, okay, and they'll tell you don't do it or do it like this, and you may or may not listen. But if you don't listen, you'll see why. All right, or if you listen, you'll see why. If you listen, you might go through it. It might end up good for you, but then you might see someone that did it the wrong way, and they did it terrible, and you might look at it like, wow, that could have been me. Or you could do it wrong yourself and go through a situation where you gotta think back to when you was told not to do this. All right, because that's Jake. Jake is hard headed, but that's something. Now you being hard headed, you got to think. All right, listen. I know I'm hard headed. Let me stop being hard headed and do it the right way. That way, I don't got to go do nothing. Or if you know you lazy, you got to think. You know what? Let me do this now. Let me do this now, so I don't got to worry about it later. Let me just get it out the way. All right, or you're forgetful. You know, whatever it is, you got to be able to defeat yourself. Once you defeat yourself, defeat your old ways of thinking. All right, once you get that down, then you can go ahead and move on to the next opponent in life. All right, in the spirit. Job 32:7, I said, days should speak, and multitude of years should teach wisdom. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty give them understanding. All right, it says, and the inspiration of the Almighty give them understanding. So the understanding comes from Yahweh Shimi Hawashai. Okay, because when you have wisdom, when you know something, you really have to understand it. All right, that's how you really get the wisdom. Job 32:9, great men are not always wise, neither do the age understand judgment. All right, basically, you got to fight off that old man. You got to defeat that old man. At least defeat him more times than he defeat you. I want to say all praise goes to Yahweh Shimi Hawashai, Bashim Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the Elders Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim. My name is Kara Allah. Shalom.